There's a moment right before someone leaves you, and it has nothing to do with fights or tears or slammed doors. It's quiet, it's small, and almost nobody notices it until it's too late. You've felt it before. Maybe with a friend, maybe with someone you loved. That strange feeling where something changed. But you couldn't say exactly what. Here's the truth most people never hear. People don't leave loudly. They leave silently, long before they walk out the door. And the scary part? The signal shows up weeks, sometimes months, before the actual goodbye. So what is it? What's the one sign your brain is wired to miss? It's not anger, it's not distance in the physical sense. It's the disappearance of effort. Think about it. In the beginning, people fight for your attention. They text first. They remember the small things. They ask questions about your day, even the boring parts. Then slowly, that effort starts to shrink. Not all at once, just less. And here's why your brain doesn't catch it. Because we're trained to detect threats, not absence. A raised voice grabs your attention. Silence doesn't. So the leaving begins in a place you're not even watching. Let me show you what this actually looks like in real life. A woman once said her husband stopped disagreeing with her. Not because they'd started agreeing on everything, but because he'd stopped caring enough to argue. That's the trap. We think peace means things are fine. But sometimes peace means someone has already checked out and stopped spending energy on a future they no longer believe in. Here's the second sign, and this one is even sneakier. They stop asking about your life, not your big news. Everyone asks about big news. I mean, the small stuff. How did that meeting go? Did you sleep okay? What did you end up doing today? Those tiny questions are actually emotional investments. Psychologists call this bids for connection. Small moments where someone tries to stay linked to your inner world. When someone stops making those bids, they're not being lazy. They're quietly withdrawing their emotional deposits before the account closes for good. And most people don't notice because the person is still there, still texting back, still showing up. But showing up and staying invested are two very different things. Here's the third sign, and it's the one that fools almost everyone. They stop reacting. You'd expect the opposite, right? You'd expect more arguments, more tension, more visible upset as things break down. But real emotional exits often look like calm, like someone who used to get hurt by what you said, suddenly doesn't, like someone who used to fight for the relationship, now just lets things go. That's not maturity, that's often detachment. And detachment is the final stage before someone leaves, because you can't lose someone you've already stopped needing. This isn't only about romantic relationships either. It shows up with friends who slowly stop initiating plans, with family members who go from checking in weekly to checking in when they remember, with coworkers who stop offering ideas in meetings because they've mentally already resigned. The pattern is always the same. Effort drops first. Curiosity about you drops second. Emotional reaction drops last. And by the time you notice the silence, the decision was often made a long time ago. So, why does this matter to you right now? Because most people spend their energy watching for the wrong warning signs. They wait for a fight. They wait for someone to say, "We need to talk." They wait for proof. But the proof was never going to be loud. It was going to be quiet. It already was. Here's the uncomfortable question worth sitting with. In your own life right now, is there someone whose effort has quietly changed? Not dramatically, just less than before? Maybe it's someone who used to text first and now waits for you. Maybe it's a friend who used to ask how you're really doing and now just says, "You good?" out of habit. That shift is data, not proof of betrayal. People get busy, life gets loud, but data worth paying attention to before it becomes a pattern you can't undo. And here's the flip side almost nobody talks about. This works both ways. The moments when you stopped asking, stopped initiating, stopped reacting, those were signals too. Signals someone else may have quietly read, long before you ever said a word, which means the real skill isn't detecting when someone is leaving. It's noticing effort, your own and others, before the silence sets in. Because relationships rarely end in a single moment. They end in 1,000 small withdrawals nobody bothered to name. The final goodbye is never really the ending. It's just the moment someone finally says out loud what the silence had already been telling you for weeks.